Hey, it's Mike with Serr.biz, search engine ranking rules. In this tutorial, we are going to take a look at title tags, HTML title tags, as well as meta description tags. This is part of the SEO code from the previous tutorial, and there'll be more on SEO code because there's a bit to it. Anyway, all web pages should have at least a title tag. You don't have to worry too much about it because you're probably going to be using some type of content management system, WordPress, Joomla, Duda, etc. And by default, it will be created. It's typically created when you create the page within the system. Whatever you're calling that is what it's going to be, entered as the title tag of your web page. Let me show you where these things show up and what they look like in the code, just so you know, in the event for, God forbid, some reason you have to go into the code. So let's go take a look. Okay, so we're over on the screen share here. And in the tutorial itself, if you read the tutorial, there's a screenshot that shows the Google search results. The hidden title tag is what is seen in the search results as the link, the thing that you click. That's where your title tag is actually visually seen by you and other users. And then underneath the title tag in this area is a description. That description, you can tell Google what to show, and that's through the meta description tag. Now, Google doesn't always use your meta description tag. Sometimes they'll decide something else is more important from within the text of your page and show that, etc. But the meta description tag is what is specifically done. It's the specific purpose of the meta description tag is so that you can give third parties a description of your page, a short description. So this is where it shows up in a search engine. Now, if we're looking at the page though, this specific page, you can see that my title tag also shows up here in the browser tabs. So that's another place that the title tag shows up. The meta description tag generally is unseen other than in a search engine results or maybe over in social somewhere, but they have little different tags that they use. I want to just show you the code so you know what I'm talking about. So here's the code of that page that we were just on. And right there, it says title, and then local business SEO tutorial, and then the closing tag. Like I said, it's a local business owner. You don't have to worry too much about that. It's pretty much done for you. But if you're hiring somebody or you're talking to an assistant that you've set to task on this, you've got some knowledge as to what it specifically is. And then in our case, the description tag is right here, meta name equals description, content, and then we have a little description. So right there is where it actually shows up in the code if you want to know that. Now over here, I have a page open in a WordPress. It's a free WordPress site, which by the way is a good SEO tactic for distributing your content for free. Now, we'll get more into that later. And if you do third-party, platforms like this, it's okay, but you don't want to do an exact copy, right? Whatever you're doing over in this third party, because they kind of have their own audience, yada, yada. You want to just do small descriptions and try to drive people back to your parent website. Anyway, that's just a tactic. We'll get more into that stuff later. So what I want to show you is, and so over here in WordPress, we're creating our little synopsis article. So I use the title, which is right here. This is going to be the title of it. And then I have the regular text of the article and YouTube video that I put in, yada, yada. What I'm trying to point out is that this CMS, this WordPress CMS, doesn't call the meta description a meta description tag. They call it an excerpt. So whatever platform you're in, you may have to learn the unique jargon of that platform. But pretty much every good content management system is going to have an option for a meta description. In the case of WordPress, it's called an excerpt. And so down here is where we write the excerpt, which then shows up in Google, is right here. So I just wanted to point those things out to you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the keyword tag. Didn't put that in the title of this video because the meta keyword tag is actually dangerous. It used to be a thing. It still exists technically. Google ignores it completely. Bing, my understanding is that they now consider it spam. So as you're working in whatever platform you're working in, if there's an area for a meta keywords or keywords like that, don't use it, ignore it, don't touch it. Okay, that's really all I want to say about that. So that's it for this tutorial. Next up will be header tags. If you found this tutorial helpful and useful, be sure to like and subscribe. My name is Mike with Serr.biz, Search Engine Ranking Rules.